Hey, what's going on, y'all? It's your boy Lump Dog, your favorite fantasy football commissioner's favorite fantasy football commissioner, and I'm back with another PPH video commissioner message, week number 12. Yada. Well, I hope everyone out there had a happy Thanksgiving with family and friends, got to eat some good food, be with family, be with friends during the Thanksgiving holiday, and hope everyone enjoyed it out there. Make sure, again, as always, to go ahead. You want to hit that subscribe button. You want to hit that bell notification. You want to hit that like button. That helps out the PPH more than you know to all the viral viewers. And also, you'll get notified with any new videos are uploaded or any live videos. Because I did a all the way live PPH commissioner message last Thursday Thanksgiving, and only got 2 people to tune in out of the 14 league members. So kind of crazy, man. Kind of crazy. I got skin in the game here with my time and my energy that I put into the league, and guys shit all over it. So is what it is, man. It's a thankless job being commish. I'll tell you that much. And that's for every commissioner out there. They know how thankless the job is. The guys don't appreciate the skin in the game that you put in there, the time, the energy, the effort. I mean, gee, you'll even try to make like a rules meeting, right? So you'll like put together this rules meeting where you want your members to come in and have a say on what rules there are on the league, right? And you want to kind of have it organized, right? You kind of want to let's have an organized, orderly rules meeting, right, with an agenda, so you know what topics we're going to discuss, the Constitution all written out and printed out for you, so everyone can go over it with a fine-tooth comb and make any changes to it. And when you pass it out, half the league just throws it into the campfire, not caring about the skin in the game that you got. So again, just a thankless job to be commissioned, but that's why I am your favorite fantasy football commissioner's favorite fantasy football commissioner, because I keep coming back doing this no matter the amount of hate and shitting upon that it happens to the commissioner position. I try not to take it too personally, but it does get a little burdensome at time, a heavy head, kind of just it weighs on you, because there is no respect for the commish. There is no love really for the commish at all. I mean, guys just talk to me however they fucking feel like it, really, whether it's I'm a target in the Civil War, or whether they want to delete me, or whether they want to burn my house down because they get fined, or maybe an anti-Semitic slur thrown at them. It doesn't matter. There's no respect. So it is what it is, and I just got to keep it moving. And that's what I do. And that's why I'm your favorite fantasy football commissioner's favorite fantasy football commissioner, for things like this and coming on and breaking things down. Speaking of which, there was a real kerfuffle last week in the PPH. A lot of guys don't seem to understand the roster rules, okay? So in the league, let's go ahead. Let's get over to those real quick. I just wanted to show you guys exactly. Oh, is it coming up? Okay, it came up. All right, I wanted to show you guys something here with the roster rules. So we do have, let's go over here to the league details, and let's go here to, the league roster limits. Okay, this is the rules. These are rules that we have, and they're called roster limits. And we have a max amount of people that we're allowed to have. So we can only have 9 starters, for instance. We can only have 5 bench spots. 2 injured players, right? So 2 on the IR is the maximum amount of players we can have. 0 practice players, even though I kind of like that idea. Maybe we start up a practice squad instead of an IR. Maybe we have them over on our practice squad. But anyway, and we get a total of 16 players, right? So what happens when you violate those rules? When you violate the rule of having 2 max IR guys, or you violate the rule of having 9 starters, okay? What happens is you get an illegal lineup. And that's what happens, right? So you don't get any points if a guy locks in during a game. So you have an illegal lineup going into Thursday night, and you have, say, for instance, Josh Allen plays this Thursday. And Josh Allen's on your IR, okay? Because you're fucking around, and you put him on your IR because you want to have an illegal roster. And he's the 3rd guy. What happens when they play is that they lock into that spot. They lock into that IR spot, okay? Now, there has been some kerfuffle, again, last week about, how do we know who you had in and who you didn't have in? Well, this is a easy. This is the easy fix. Is everything in the CBS website is logged. I can't make any moves without you guys knowing about it unless I delete the transaction, which you would see. You wouldn't see it in the transaction report. So if you come over here into the league transactions, and you see down here at the bottom, it says anything that's in red, the is going to show up. Okay, so if I do anything with my commish powers, I change out a guy who's already been locked into the lineup. I make a change on somebody else's team. For instance, like I make a move for you. You call me up and you're like, hey, bro, I need this guy moved out of my lineup and this guy moved in, and I make that move for you. It's going to show up here in red. So there's nothing that I can do to pull the wool over your guys' eyes. The fact that anyone would think that I would do that too, it's a little odd to me why you would even want me to be commissioner if you think I'm that deceitful and that dishonest that I would break a rule and cover it up and put people in and out of my lineups that I already played. I'm not Brit. Brit does that shit. Brit messages himself to put in players after they've played. Oh, I messaged myself to put in, and this happened in a fantasy basketball league. Well, I messaged myself to put in Kobe Bryant. Why you would have Kobe Bryant sitting on your bench is beyond me. I don't know why you would have him, but obviously he didn't mean to have him on his bench. He puts him in after he had played and scored like 60 or 70 point fantasy points, and uses the excuse, well, I messaged myself to do that. Like, I don't do that. I'm not that kind of commissioner. I'm not that kind of person. I'm very honest and straightforward. So when I go into my roster, and as you can see here, I have 6 bench guys, so I'm breaking the roster limits that we have. Hence, I have an illegal lineup. Now, I'm taking the risk here. I'm taking a risk for having this illegal lineup, meaning if I don't fix it or correct it before anyone gets locked in, then I'm going to forfeit and get 0 points, okay? But I have up until 5 minutes before each player's game to change their status. So, for instance, on Thursday, I have Ramondre Stevenson playing. I have an illegal lineup. He's going to lock into that running back spot. I cannot move him. If I move him with my commissioner authority, which I can do, it's going to show up on that transaction page as red, and it's going to be timestamped. So you see when I did it. It was after the kickoff, before the kickoff, whenever it might be. You're going to see that. So, again, this is a major problem, I guess, for the micromanagers of the league. The only roster limit that you're not allowed to break is the 16 people limit, okay? So you have 9 starters, you have 5 bench guys, that's 14, and then you have 2 IR guys. So that's 16 guys. That's the maximum amount of players you can hold on your roster. From there, of those 16 players, like if I go in and try to add a player off of the waiver wire into my lineup, it's going to tell you can't because you've already reached your 16 player max. But what I can do is I can take all my guys here and I can slap them on the bench, okay? So here we go. Look, you can put every single person on your bench. And I don't understand why that would be a problem compared to if I had 3 or 4 guys on my IR. It doesn't matter. It's still an illegal roster. There's no advantage I'm getting by doing this. I'm not giving myself a competitive advantage over anybody by having the illegal raw. Oh, it happened and it was after lineup check and you had 3. Well, it doesn't matter. All I would have to do is take the guy who isn't playing on that game or that Thursday night or that Sunday morning, right? And say he was playing Sunday afternoon. As long as I get him off that IR spot by that game and he's not locked in, then it's good. I'm not carrying any more players than I can. It's not like I'm having 4 or 5 guys on my IR and I'm going out and picking up 4 or 5 free agents just to, hoard players or pock block someone from doing that. So, and again, I can't even violate the 16 limit of the roster. So even if I have the 5 bench guys and the 2 IR guys, There's my 7 with plus my 9 starters. If I have all that filled up, I can't go out and pick anyone else up anyway. So you guys are getting all upset over nothing. And the funny thing about this is everyone's, oh, you're just trying to troll the league. You're just trying to troll the league. It wasn't like I set out to troll the league. It wasn't like I was like, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put in all these guys on my bench in IR because they're going to get all pissed off and upset, right? No, I wasn't like that. I was like, I'm sick of my fantasy team. They're making me absolutely sick to my stomach. I don't want to see any guru prediction scores or anything like that. So I'm going to make an illegal roster. So when I go to the scores, which I like to look at, the scoring preview to see what's going on, I don't get to have to see any predictions here of what my score against that person is going to be. And you might understand how I would feel if you go and look of the adversity that I have been going through here. Where's the schedule here? God damn it. Schedule. And if you come here and look at this since week 5 against the haters, lost 1. Lost. I've lost 7 out of 8 games. Okay. So yeah, look at 4-1 I was at one point, and now I'm 5-7. Yeah, I'm a little sick to my stomach about my fantasy team, and I don't want to see that bullshit. I have the right, as a fantasy owner in this league, to set an illegal lineup if I want to set an illegal lineup. What I can't do is give away a free win and forfeit that game by having an illegal lineup. That's the difference. Set an illegal lineup. Have it fine. Have 4 guys on your IR, as long as they all have red crosses, right? Because we do have a rule, a fine rule, that you can't have anyone in your IR that doesn't have a red cross. So, as long as they are injured, go ahead. Put 5 or put 6 guys. Put 7 guys on your IR. Who cares? You can't go pick up anyone else if you have free if your bench is full. If you have the 7 reserve guys. So there's really nothing that's happening from this. If there's going to be a fine rule put in next year for having an illegal lineup, you guys aren't fixing anything other than people micromanaging their lineup to say, oh, you can't fuck around with your lineup and have more guys on your bench or your on your IR than what we're saying. So I looked into the CBS rules, and there's no way to limit specifically just 2 players or to your IR. So there's so if you go in here, I'm gonna show you real quick. I'm fully transparent here. You go in here to so you go into the team roster positions. So what I can do is I can limit how many, quarterbacks you can hold on your roster. For instance, I can put this as 2, meaning you can only have 2 quarterbacks. You go try to pick up a 3rd quarterback, it's not going to allow you. We don't want that, right? You want to be able to have 4 running backs if you want on your bench, or 3 running backs and 2 receivers, or a tight end, a quarterback, and 2 running backs, whatever it might be. You want to have that flexibility in your roster to have your bench fixed out. So this is what limits that, okay? Obviously, max starters is obviously self-explanatory and minimum starters. But you come down here to the minimums and maximums for the other positions. So here's injured. As you can see, there is no max limit. Max on the roster. If they had it out max on the roster for IR spots, and I put it 2, then you couldn't have anyone more on your IR. But unfortunately, CBS doesn't have that ability. They don't have it, so that's the way it is. Again, this is not a huge problem. You guys are really going out of your way to try to cry about it more than you need to do. I thought it was pretty funny, though, because, again, I didn't set out to try to troll the league or get anyone upset. I did it because of my reasons, that I didn't want to see any guru prediction scores. And you might find that stupid, childish, dumb, whatever. You can think of how you want to think about it. That's fine. You have your opinion on it. What I'm saying, though, is that I didn't set out to try to upset you. I didn't go, oh, I'm going to do this because they're going to get upset and they're going to get mad and they're going to... No, I didn't do it. I did it for my own reasons, and then you guys got all upset and mad about it. I was all, bagak, okay, you guys are idiots because you don't understand what's going on. Especially Dare Boy don't understand what's going on. He just goes off what Jimmy and Duke are saying and then starts throwing out, ethnic slurs at me for no reason whatsoever, So Which is really kind of interesting to think, though. Like, why would you do that, Dare Boy? When that it just felt like you were trying to be really super disrespectful there with that blast. It's like, I'm not a religious man, so when you were talking about Jews, you weren't talking about the religion Jews. You were talking about the people, and the people, Jewish people, are people like my mother and my stepfather and my other family members who are of the Jewish faith, and those folks. And so for you to throw that slur at me, really, it upset me. I wasn't really that offended by what you said, just the fact that you were trying to be super disrespectful. Like, we don't know each other. Like, you think that I would go out and cheat, like give myself some sort of advantage over everybody else or something. Like, you don't, like, that's what kind of more upset me than anything else, was the fact that you were just trying to be super disrespectful, like trying to talk about my kids or something like that. And you really didn't understand what was going on. You didn't even understand about the roster. You were the one who kind of, oh, we don't know what kind of moves you would make or anything like that. And I'm just like, bruh, like, dude, you don't even understand. You're just getting mad because of what other people are telling you and not doing your own research. And if you're that mad about it, give me a call, shoot me a text. I'll talk to you. I'll explain to you what's going on and why I'm doing it, or how come. You just stay in your silo and you stay around your bubble of your people that you somewhat trust for whatever reason. Why you trust Duke is beyond me, of what he's telling you. And then Jimmy with his, he just wants to fire you up. He's not looking, I don't think he understood either, of what's going on. So, you know what? Again, I understand a little bit. You guys see the maximum of 2, but you see 3 or 4 guys on there. Oh my God, that's such a violation of the rules. It's really not, dude. It's really just, it's so dumb that you guys got so upset over it. I mean, I'm laughing at you at this point. I was pissed at you last week, though, but with time, it heals all wounds, so I'm over it now, and yeah, that's how it is. But that kind of goes back into another issue that I was going to say about the, how you guys all speak to me, man. You guys really need to clean it up, because it does get to me. I mean, it pisses me off. Being told that I'm a first target in a civil war. You're my first target. Like, trying to talk about you're gonna kill him. Like, no one other talks to each other like that in the league. It's only it comes to me at that. I understand that I'm the only liberal, I'm the only Democrat, or the only one with that. But man, y'all really need to tone that shit down, because at that point last week, I was getting really pissed off about it. Because it's just an utter lack of respect for anything that I'm doing, with the skin in the game that I'm doing, or the time, the energy, the effort that I put in, and the fact that you guys would even contemplate me cheating, like giving myself some sort of a tactical or competitive advantage over somebody else. Like, I'm gonna fine you for this, but not me. Like, no, it's not the way it works. Like, Paulie, like, you got fined for Cam Akers being on the IR after kickoff, and he didn't have a red cross. You were given a roster warning, okay? That means the red cross was dropped off before lineups had locked for that Thursday game, and you didn't get him off, so you get fined. There is no fine for if on, say, Sunday morning the game starts and the guy has a red cross and it drops off in the afternoon, right? You can keep that guy in the IR. There's no fine for a red cross dropping in the afternoon game. Same thing with Thursday night game, especially when there's multiple games on Thursday, like 3 games on a Thanksgiving. Like, dude, I can't be, on Thanksgiving expected to sit there before every football game and check everyone's lineup and give out roster warnings. I have a family too. I know you guys, hard to believe that, but I have a family too. I have a Thanksgiving dinner that I would like to enjoy and with those folks around me, and not be having to worry about the PPH. So again, Thursday, Thanksgiving games, there's one lineup check. Everyone had a red cross at the time. A red cross dropped after that first game, hence there's no fine, okay? So I know these are little kind of nuances a little bit that you have to kind of learn, and maybe takes you a year or so, or 2, or I guess 4 in your case, but that's the way it is. So anyway, All right, so I had to just go ahead and say that, man. Just gotta go ahead and say it. It's hard being commish, man. You guys don't understand. I wish the commish was a job that we could rotate. You know, like, okay, you're commish for the next 3 years, and let's see how PPH does under your leadership. You know, for 3 years. Are you getting a rules meeting planned? Are you getting a pizza party planned? Are you doing these things? Are you doing video commissioner messages, or are you just? Because I started doing that the commissioner message by typing it. I used to do like in the commissioner message section on the website, I would type out like a 2 to 3 paragraph commissioner message way back in the day, and then I switched it over to video. Just a lot easier. It's a little bit more interactive. We can do some fun things like the like and follows, the scores, all that kind of stuff. Uh, so yeah, maybe we do that. Maybe we do do a rotation of commission duties. I doubt that would pass, but it would be kind of cool to see how like Darren would run the league for 2 or 3 years. It was up to him or Patty. That would be, like I said, if I feel like if anyone else other than like maybe Zach, um, maybe Jimmy, I'm not sure. He's an iffy guy, but definitely Zach. I think Foss, but Foss would lose interest real quick being commissioned. So yeah, no, not him. Uh, yeah, that's really about it. Maybe Zach. And then I think it would fold if it was either me or Z. I think that's pretty much it that would keep it going after about 3 years of being in charge. Maybe Tardo, because he's just so easy by, okay, we're going here. This is what we're doing. Well, I got it all planned out and I paid for it all. Just pay me back. So maybe he would keep it running too, because unfortunately, he has lumpy pockets and I don't. So anyway, all right, let's go ahead and let's get into last week's scores. That's enough ranting, but again, to end it all, the roster limit rule is just, again, the violation of that rule is an illegal lineup. There is no fine for that rule. Now, if you guys want to put in it, that's fine, but then, you know what I'm saying? I'm one vote, I'm going to vote no, and it's not going to fix anything. You're not taking, stopping someone from hoarding players. You're not stopping. All you're doing is micromanaging their lineup and then making it harder on me, which I'm sure now this will pass because it'll make it harder on me to have to try to monitor who has an illegal lineup, who doesn't, who has a red cross on their IR, who doesn't, so I just say we stop with all the micromanaging of the lineups. I know the IR spot does need to stay. I know that was some, it needs to go. It's causing too much problem. No, it doesn't. It doesn't cause any problems. What causes problems is the ignorance in the league. The ignorance and the wanting of the micromanaging is what is the problem, not the IR spot. The IR spot's fine. It was fine before Tommy had to throw, no one with a Red Cross can. Again, if you throw someone on your IR on Tuesday, you got to get them off by Thursday. So what? You have 2 days they're on an IR with a red, that you're maybe making a decision. You're seeing if a free agent's going to play or something like that. It's really not that big of a deal. It's like the lineup check takes care of that problem. That stops it, right? Because then you got to drop. I mean, I remember the days before lineup checks, people would just have two non-IR guys on their IR, and they would just be hoarding players. The lineup check fixed that. That's why we did that. So, and that's what fixes the problems of your roster, our lineup checks, not fines for having an illegal lineup. But I digress. All right, here we go. Let's go into last week's score. Let's go into the fantasy game tracker, and we're going into week 12 here. All right, here we go. All right, in the first game here, man, we got Just My Luck taking out the Haters, 106.4 to 98.1. Jalen Hurts shows up with a big 44 points. Dameon Pierce, man, he's kind of fallen off of late. I was trying to make a trade for Brent. At the time, I was offering up some Ramondre Stevenson, something for Pierce and something. I forget exactly what, but obviously it wasn't good enough to tempt you. So anyway, 1.6 points, not that great, man. He's kind of fallen off. Godwin, big 18 points. Hawkinson, 10.3, and that was enough to get the dub and get a win and improve to 7-5. Haters falling to 6-6. Rodgers with only 20 points and injured. Does he gonna even play this week? Says he should practice later this week because you're moving to Goff if not. Uh, 15.5 from Ezekiel Elliott, and then 15.9 from Walker. 11 from the Bucks D. 98.1 wasn't enough to get it done. Falls to 6-6, but he's right in the middle of the pack there. All right, next game we got No Way Jose taking out the Juggernauts 99.3 to 86.7. No Way Jose, Jimmy Garoppolo comes back down to earth with 28.6 points. Of course, when he plays me, Garoppolo goes off for the best game he's had in 3 years, which is good because, bang, bang all day. But, when it happens to you in fantasy, you're just like, really, bro? Now you're going to really start playing good? But, all right, it is what it is. Anyway, so let's go here. And then 18.4 from Higgins, 19 from Christian Watson. Man, he's been a huge pickup off the free agent market there just a few weeks ago, which was the first week he played him. Was it? No, that wasn't against me. I guess it was Zach when he caught those 3 touchdowns. And then the Bills D with 12. So 99.3 was enough to get it done. Improves to 4-8. Juggernauts falls to 1-11, 39.3. Shred it. The Juggernauts with 86.7 points. Lamar Jackson with 39.3. Samaje P. Ryan with 15.3. 10.9 from Keenan Allen, and wasn't enough to get it done with 86.7 points. Don't worry, Jugs, you got one more win in you, and next week against me to end the season, so you got that to look forward to. In the next game, we got the Dirty High T on a win streak, man, taking out the Basket of Deplorables, 128.9 to 118.8. Derek Carr showing up big time with 42.5 points, 11.7 from Henry. Killed me last week. I'll get into it in my game. Okay. So, yeah, Henry killed me. 12.8 from Lockett, and 18 from Connor, 18 from the 49ers, and that was enough to get him to 128.9. He ends up winning, improving to 6-6, right in the middle of the playoff pack. So good shit there. Dirty High T remaining playoff eligible. Basket Deplorables falls to 7-5. Geno Smith with 41, 11.2 from Barkley, 19.5 from Brian Robinson Jr. 11.7 from Kelsey and 12.1 from Pittman was enough to get it done. Falls to 7-5 though, and he's right there in the middle, or actually near the top of the pack. So it's gonna be interesting in these last 2 weeks to see how everything shakes out. All right, in the next game, we got Patty's Playboys taking out the Boogaloo Boys, 119.1 to 89.9. Josh Allen showing up big time again with 48.1. Aaron Jones with 15.9, 14.7 from D-Hop, 14.5 from Tucker, and he improves to 8-4. Pretty much punches his ticket into the playoffs with that win. Boogaloo Boys falls to 4-8, pretty much falls out of the playoff race there with that loss. Kyle Murray with 39.7. Wow, man. Niners fell Kamara to -1 with them 2 fumbles. Bugog, I bet you wish you had Barkley still, but, that was early in the season, so you've learned to live with that. 12.7 from Lamb. Man, I wish I had Lamb. That was a stupid trade by me. That's for show. And then Dalton Schultz with 15 points. Wow, man. Straight 2 zeros right there, back to back. 0 from Robinson and 0 from Bullock. And only 9 from Lions D. So, but not enough to get it done. Falls out of the playoffs there with a 4-8 record. Next game, we got the Mollywops losing to Return to Greatness, 133.1 to 101.1. Return to Greatness, my boy Herbie. Why did I trade you away, man? I'm so dumb. I'm so dumb. I can only chalk that up to being in some sort of trance or voodoo doll being against me. I have no idea. Again, I said it on the Commish message. I'll say it, and I'll continue to say it. Don't know why I did what I did, but I did it, and it biting me in the ass now. Jonathan Taylor with 15.8, Nick Chubb with 20.2, Amon St. Brown. Amon St. Brown, he has nothing. Why is everyone so absurd? Why I gave up nothing for Amon St. Brown, the sun god. Yeah, 19.9. I guess he gave up Latavius Murray, which is good enough, and DeAndre Swift, but yeah, you got one there, Duke. You got over. So Duke's now the 3-time combo team with me, Gator, and Duke are comboed up here because this is my team. Some of my team, I should say. And then 12 from the Chiefs State defense, and gets the dub with 133.1. Mollywops, Tua, man, just that game script didn't go your way. Got pulled at halftime. So let the dog, just called off the dogs. And I'm sure you'll bounce back this week. But which, by the way, me and Mollywops have a $100 bet on this week's game. He thinks I'm beating him. I think I'm losing. So we're each betting against our own team. So that's going to be interesting to see how that works out. We're betting against. I'm betting I'm losing. He's betting he's losing. I'm betting he's winning. He's betting I'm winning. Yeah, you try to make sense of that. So I don't know why we're making that bet, but we are. So is what it is. And then Jeff Wilson with 11.2. 10.9 from Rashad White, and then 10.4 from Myers, Seattle kicker there. Wasn't enough to get it done. Falls to 7-5, and return to greatness improves to 8-4. All right, in the next game, we got the rookie losing to the 289ers, 119.2 to 115.2. How do you lose, rookie, when you get the 22-point bonus? Wow, bro. How's that work, man? Man, how does that work? Darren, do me a favor. While you're looking at this screen, can you see where the 22-point bonus gets scored? So, like, you're not like next year or later on, like, how do we know we can give any bonus points? We don't even know what you're doing. Yeah, so if you can look on the page here and you can see where the bonus points are given, so you know they've been scored. Again, this is just trying to teach you, man. You've been in here into the league. You're an OG. You're 22 years in. And I still got to point some of this stuff out to you. So, again, look on this page if you need to go back and look on your own, and you can find where that 22-point bonus is put up, so you know it's been scored. Rookie there, 36.2 from Joe Burrow, 22 from Justin Jefferson, 14.2 from Buckner, and that was it, man. Only, but it's still 115. Really, without that 22 bonus, you're under 100 points. So I guess that helps. That's twice, though. Isn't that twice the rookies hit the 22-point bonus this year? Lucky motherfucker. Got a horseshoe up his ass. Falls to 6-6. 289ers keeping himself alive in the playoff hunt at improving to 5-7. Prescott with 32.5. Dive at Montgomery with 11.3. 14 from Eckler. 12.1 from Thielen. 12.4 from Gano. And 15 from the Steelers D. Got it done there on Monday night. He got the Monday Night Magic. My Monday Night Magic tank is empty. I can't win shit on Monday night. Anything I need on Monday night ain't happening. I'll tell you that much. It ain't happening. All right, so here we go in the last game. Brewdogs takes me out, 136.1 to 130.8. Couple things I just wanted to mention because I know some of you guys don't like football, nor do you watch football, and this game just. So going back to Derrick Henry, he catches a screen pass. He's rushing like 70 yards or 60-something yards into the end zone for the touchdown. And a Cincinnati Bengals player comes up on the side of him, blasts him. He fumbles the ball. It goes into the end zone. He fumbles it at like the 5-yard line. So it goes into the end zone. Treylon Burks jumps on it to get the touchdown. If Derrick Henry gets the touchdown, which he should have, then it doesn't. If he doesn't fumble, obviously, then Hill hits that touchdown too. There was a screen pass, and that would have been 6.5 more points. You don't think I could use 6.5 more points right there? So there's one thing that goes against me: adversity. Okay, and then the next adversity that happens. I'm sure there was a lot of other ones, but these are the two that I really noticed. Monday night, I had George Pickens going. And early in the second quarter was our mid-second quarter. Pickens wide the fuck open in the end zone for a touchdown. Pickett throws it to him, overthrows it, can't catch it. He only gets one hand on it. And, you don't think I could have used that 6 points or six? I think it would have been a 10-yard touchdown or something. So it would have been like 7 points. You don't think I could have used that 7 points? Oh, the adversity. These are the reasons I don't want to see any prediction scores, man. It's just like anything that can go wrong does go wrong. Anything I need, I can't get. It just does not go right for me. I mean, I'm hanging with, I get Mahomes to have a pedestrian game, and then Josh Jacobs goes off for 47.3 points with 229 yards rushing, 74 yards receiving, so over 300 total yards and 2 touchdowns. Of course. Why wouldn't that else happen, right? So anyway, Brew Dogs, it looks like if you just win one more, you're going to be locked in as the number 1 seed. So you might want to start, Darren, you might want to start looking at playoff schedule and seeing who you might want to pick as your opponent in the playoffs. Because if you win one more, you're locked into the 1 or the 2 seed, and then you get to pick your opponent. So you get that. Anyway, so 38.6 from Mahomes. Again, pedestrian. Blow-up game from Josh Jacobs with 47.3. 13.7 from Diggs, and then 12 from the Vikings defense. My team, 30 from Tannehill, 11.2 from Ramondre Stevenson. Miles Sanders shows up big, but wasn't enough to get it done with 29. 21.5 from Garrett Wilson, and 16 from Nick Folk. And yeah, there you go. 7.7 from Pickens. I needed 13 points. That touchdown would have given it to me, and he didn't do it. So, Henry's touchdown, but he fumbled at the 5-yard line. So, oh boy, it's tough, man. It's tough. Fantasy football's rough. When you're in a high stakes league, where these guys won't even let you manage your roster. They want to micromanage you. Losing like that, it's rough, man. Especially losing 7 out of 8. Oh God, talk about adversity. Some bad trades, some horribly bad trades on my part. But you know what? I was trying to go for it. I thought I was trying to make a team. I don't know why he gave it all up to Duke. I did. Would have really loved to have Chase in my lineup this week instead of Pickens and Wilson, but it is what it is, and that's what it is. I suck. I'm going to miss the playoffs. I'm probably going to finish here 5-9, lose my last 2, and only have 2 more commish messages, though. That's a positive. Only 2 more, and I'm done for the season. And maybe you get an off-season one. I'm not sure. We'll see. Maybe I do a live one from Winnemucca. Maybe that's one way I can get Z to come on the commish message. If I do a live-streamed commish message from Winnemucca, take my laptop, and do one of them shitty casinos, and we eat some all-you-can-eat spaghetti for $9 and do a off-season commish message or something. Or a playoff commish message, or maybe even just a playoff off-season commish message, something like that. I don't know. We'll see what we can work out. Anyway, before I go, just again, breaking news here on the commish message. Our pizza party is scheduled for January 21st, 2023. That's a Saturday. The local pizza party, we're not going to Winnemucca, did not pass the vote. We had at least 8 votes for local, so that won the vote. So we're going to be staying here in town. Hopefully Z is not too pissy about it, and he'll show up for it. If not, then we'll have to figure something else out. And we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. But other than that, that was week 12. I appreciate everyone out there that's watched up into this point and listened to my rants, listened to some schooling of how roster limits work and the rules behind that. Listen to how you're able to tell that if I make any move outside of what's allowed, how you guys can see. It's very transparent. So yeah, there you go, bro. And hopefully you guys listened about, cutting out some of that bullshit talk about killing me, burning my house down, that kind of shit, ethnic slur or Jewish slurs and shit like that. Again, I wasn't so offended by what he said, and it was more offended by, he was just trying to be super disrespectful. We don't know each other. You're just a fucking person I know on the street. And, there's just no respect there whatsoever. So, so again, I don't want to get back into it. You know how I get. I start on a tangent, and I just keep going and going and going. We'll have a 45-minute commission message. Anyway. So that's what you have there. That's everything in week 12 in the PPH, and I will catch you guys next week. Oh, hey, Gator, only 2 more times to come on the commish message. Again, we can get it going virtually. We can do a Zoom, Skype, Google Duo, Google Meet, whatever you need, man. We only got 2 more opportunities to make it happen. You got to reach out to me. You got to reach out to the commissioner Commish office to make it happen if you want to come on your rookie season. And that would be pretty awesome of a rookie to come on the Commish message. But that's just me. All right, y'all. That's it from your boy, your favorite fantasy football commissioner's favorite fantasy football commissioner. Lump Dog is out. Catch y'all next week. Peace.